Hello, my name is Malik Hill, and this is my Principle of Design presentation. Throughout this presentation, I am going to address each principle of design and how it is used on the Corsair PC Component website. The first principle I will address is contrast. Contrast is defined as the use of visually different elements. The Corsair site uses contrast to help enhance and highlight text throughout the site. Some examples of this consist of the heading text where they use the color white on a black background, or at the bottom of the site where they use gray boxes to allow the different company logos to appear. The next principle is rhythm. The site uses a specific rhythm pattern where they have headers first, then some form of media accompanied by describing text. It is consistent and uniform when scrolling down the main page of the website. Examples can be seen here at the top of the site where it says customize and control your dream setup. Then they have some pictures with text on top. Another example is if you keep scrolling, they have a header that says IQ just got smarter, then provide a video visual for one of their products called IQ Murals, which is a product that they have to offer. Next up, I will address the focal point or emphasis portion of the principles. Corsair designed their page to focus on the points made by text on visual media. For example, the text next to this video refers to the RGB lighting offered by the IQ program. Within the video, you can see Corsair's products emitting assorted colors. The products are these headphones, this keyboard, the mousepad, and finally the computer itself. Another example of this is this picture where it talks about monitoring your PC's performance. Every point that is made in this text is represented in the picture by applying RGB color to each component. The next principle will be balance. I will address the balance on the sense of the text on the page and the visuals. The site provides a decent amount of balance within the text by using different size text to create a flow to the page. You can identify a different section or header of the page by the size of the header being bigger than the topic lines and the describing info. This is also consistent with the topic lines being bigger than the describing info points. Moving on to the visual aspect, the site uses pictures where the left side is darker than the right side, which creates a visual flow for your eyes to follow. Another example can be seen within videos on the page. There are brighter colors towards the middle while the outside is darker. These patterns between text and visuals help create a good balance for the user's eye to follow. The fifth principle is movement. The site uses movement by the position of the text and how the picture moves from left to right. As you scroll through the page, you will read the text that is positioned on the left of the visual, and while you are looking at the visual, there will be more text provided to you, which leads to another visual. Another helpful feature in this web page is this text that says explore the possibilities, which jumps the user down the page. When this happens, it reveals a little more of the page for the user to scroll to. Then it repeats the left to right pattern of movement. The last principle I will address is unity. Throughout the web page, all the principles are used together in a flow order. At the top, you have lots of contrast being used for the background and the heading text, followed by the rhythm created by the text next to this video that is consistently being used throughout the web page. As you scroll down, you run into the movement principle being used, and if you click on the Explore the Possibilities button, you'll see more contrast and the focal point being used within the visual. The site also provides a good amount of text and visual balance to keep the user's eyes wandering down the page within the flow being created. I would say Corsair did an excellent job addressing all the principles of design to keep the user on the page learning and leading to purchasing what they have to offer. This will conclude my presentation on how the principles of design are being used on the Corsair PC Component website.